Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. Happy Monday. And today let's talk about manifesting for your relationship, manifesting for your SP. I have a brand new success story, and this is for you if you are looking to finally, once and for all, create commitment, be chosen, feel chosen, see results in your 3D reality. And if you feel like things have also been hot and cold with your specific person, this client success story is all about that. I am really proud of her and super excited to share it. Okay. Before I get started, like always, the links for booking one-on-one coaching, one-on-one hypnosis, and everything with me is in the box below. And please like, comment, share, subscribe, say hello, be interactive in my video, please. I love hearing from everyone. And I'm wishing you a wonderful week. And thank you for being here and sharing your valuable time with me on this Monday or whenever you watch it later. Okay. So I'm pulling up the client success story, and I also want to point out what her situation, what her circumstances were before we began coaching, what we worked through, because they are commonalities I see with a lot of people. So as a backstory, she had known her specific person for 3 years. They had had a hot and cold, on and off. He would be texting, he would be calling, they would see each other. He would talk about other people. At one point, there was a full-blown third party. There was also some medical situations, like he had an illness. She was working things through with her job and her child. And there were a lot of things that were going on in her circumstances and things that really she felt were putting a block, putting a stop mechanism on them once and for all, being committed, coming closer, finally being in the relationship, him finally calling her his girlfriend, which yes, he did. Super exciting. And you guys, like, the thing is that it all came down to her. And like it or not like it, it's coming down to 3 things I want to point out today in this video about you with anything that you're creating in your reality. It came down to her. What is she thinking about him, her, and the relationship? What is she thinking about all these, I call them like tertiary things, even though they could be secondary, they could be tertiary things. The medical situation, her child, the things going on with him at work, the things going on with her at work. We oftentimes are creating a story about other things and how they're influencing the specific person, influencing you, influencing the relationship. I just want to say, in your physical 3D reality, there most likely will always be things going on, not things like medical illnesses, issues with kids, etc. But we want to overall see that you and your person, you and your relationship, you and him, you and her, that you can be together through it all. That's really not a way that we have been taught. And so many of my clients are often creating, manifesting, changing thoughts about a person, wanting a person to choose them and pursue them, where they're not really realizing that they're thinking that they have to have all these things figured out first before they're together. Well, I want to say that we actually want to take, like I told her, the opposite intention, the opposite viewpoint, that all of the details of reality can be better figured out with us together. He's here for me to support me through this time. And also I'm here to support him. I am a vessel for him to experience life through, to be with. Now, as I say, I'm here for him. It's not saying that it's his reality and not your reality, but for most people I talk to, you guys, I can usually figure out that who they want to be is not who they're being. And that's what that focus is for. Most likely, like I said to her, I said, okay, so you want things to go well with him once and for all. You want to be in the relationship, receive the commitment, receive the love, have it be consistent, have it be dependable. And I said, so how do you think he feels? And she said, well, Alexis, like, I've watched a bunch of videos. I know this is my reality. I get to decide. I get to think about it. I said, yes, I know. But please listen to the question, right? I say it lovingly. Today, I kind of have a gavel. It's my new Brazilian crush, Cheirosa, if you are familiar with these. Black Amber Plum body spray. It's my gavel, right? So I'm like, knock, knock. That was not the question. The question is, how do you think he feels? What do you think he's thinking? Who are you being within the whole dynamic? And she said, well, I don't really know. Like, I'm so sick of this. I want him to commit to me once and for all. I've told him so many times how we should be together. We should get married. We're the perfect people. et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, yes, I get it. She said, something I've heard a lot too, Alexis, like I'm such a doer. Like I am just doing this to make this happen. And like, I don't know why it's not happening. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I said, okay, so let's actually figure out, who do you want to be? Who are you defining yourself as in the relationship? And like, who do you want to be as a whole? I said, because you making it happen, being the doer with him, it's not working. Right? It's coming from the concept of self that I have to prove to be loved. I have to convince the other person. If I have to show my cards, I have to show the person that I'm the perfect person, right? That this is me, this is us. Like, why aren't you choosing me, right? Well, that whole thing, you guys, does not work in the physical 3D reality. You have got to be the version of you that you want to be. Oh, yes, I'm going to get to her success story to read it. Don't worry. Hang on. This is very important. It's the energy of who you're being. Who are you defining yourself as? Who is your level of consciousness embodying, right? I said, so is doing with him, is it working? She said, well, actually, she said, it's not working, but I don't know what else to do. And I said, well, we need to do less and be thinking differently and being the version of you that's allowing it to happen, seeing it happening, staying with it, persisting in the thoughts differently, being differently, feeling differently, knowing that you can have this, right? She was doing a bunch of affirmations from a place of not having it. I've got to make something happen. No, you do not. Where you need to be in this kind of situation, if this speaks to you, right? You want to be relaxed, having fun, having a good time, loving being yourself, loving life as a whole, and then therefore thinking, he is once and for all bringing up the relationship talk with me. He is so happy to be my boyfriend. He loves me more than anything. He unequivocally chooses me. He only sees a future with me, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Thoughts like that. But I want to be very clear here that it's persisting in thoughts like that, choosing thoughts like that, thinking those thoughts, and then being like, yes, this is happening. I am once and for all allowing him to choose me. I am allowing life actually to choose me, come towards me. I'm allowing myself to receive the whole thing. I had a client this morning that I was telling a success story about, another client, and I'll share it with everybody. Along with the success story I'm going to read is actually, it's part of this success story too. Hold on. I gave the same advice. Okay. Was the client I had, I said, do you want to be the girl who was always asking? Do you want to be that girl who was like, why aren't we together yet? Am I your girlfriend? Is this happening? Do you like me? Ask yourself that. Do you want to be that gal? Do you want to be that guy who has to ask what's going on? Or do you want to be using your biggest gift, which is your imagination, your inner mind, your focus, feeling it, being it, deciding it? Now, if you're feeling it, deciding it, being it, there's very little and less to do. There is less having to do, having to make happen. I want to say too, though, this goes against a lot of the things that we are taught overall socially, doing, achieving, making it happen, getting an A, seeing it through, being so successful, extroverting, exercising your power, seeing it, doing it. That is how we are taught. And most of us have been taught to view. That's how you make something happen, number one. And then if you do that and you get it, then you're then like Yahoo, right? Yahoo, right? Well, like forget that whole thing. This might be kind of controversial, but if your imagination governs all, who you're being and the energy you're being governs all, if it's your reality, it's you pushed out, it's your experience, like no. You want to get others to do for you. You want to have, feel, and see and be that people are doing things for you, that you're receiving all the things, whether, and this comes to mind that this could apply to if you're manifesting for business success clients, like it's all coming at you. You don't have to hustle to make it happen, go out to make it happen. It's like, no, I am receiving, I am allowing, and like I'm getting more and more good things happening. Most of us put a stop mechanism to when good things happening because it doesn't feel safe, it doesn't feel secure. You don't know how to just allow it to happen, like this client. I said, so like every time that he is calling, he is texting, he is coming over, what's going on? She says, well, he's coming over She even said once that she didn't like the pair of pants he was wearing. So she was telling him, I don't think she said anything about the pants, but she was so focused on like, he's not wearing the pants I want him to wear. Okay. That is looking at what's not what you don't like, the lack of what's going on while other things are going on that you want, and not focusing on those. So you have to train your mind, you guys. You have to train your energy. You are an energetic subatomic particles. It's who you are. It's what everything. Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff today. Bunch of things. I've got a eyeshadow palette. I have my spray. I have a translucent powder, right? These are all energy that I have brought into my experience for the purpose of smelling good and doing my makeup. Okay. Nothing more than that. That's what they are. People in your reality are the same thing. You're bringing them in. You're allowing it to come in from being from the place of, I don't have to do a bunch of things to make it happen. I'm thinking of what I want. I'm being in it, allowing it to come through. Okay. Let me get to the success story. Dear Alexis, thank you so much for all of your laughs, all of your guidance over the past 4 months. I honestly couldn't have done this without you. You will not believe what happened. It happened overnight, all at once. He asked me to move in with him, ... exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Can you believe it? It feels like it's way too good to be true. It feels like I'm stepping into being my dream self, the dream relationship, having the dream man, and like it's all happening at once. Thanks to coaching with you, talking with you, and you using various objects as kind of a gavel, LOL, not giving me a huge kick in the butt, but a soft one gently over and over again. I was able to realize once and for all that I have been the one who was standing in my own way. I was never allowing him to show up differently. I was always focusing my thoughts on what was not happening, what I didn't want it. And I want everyone to know out there that it felt so automatic. It felt so normal. It felt so natural for me to get angry, get frustrated, and be impatient. You also helped me figure out that I no longer wanted to be the one that was doing everything in the relationship. I wanted him to be doing things. I wanted him to bring up the relationship talk. I wanted him to invite me over to see his parents. And I wanted everything to go along more smoothly. And guess what? It's all happening. All the things that I thought were blocks, the medical issue, the kids, they really never were. I was making them into being so, and I didn't even know that I was doing it. I had watched a bunch of videos, but through talking to you, once again, laughing and having you hold my hand, it's all happening. I'm allowing it to happen. It's better than ever. And I see it getting better than ever. Thank you so much. Please feel free to make this into a video. XO. All right. So these are things that I really hold hard and fast are, what are you thinking? What are you focusing? Who are you being? And I want you to really, if you get nothing else out of this video, even though I intend you get other things out of the video, to focus on those and really think, okay, with my person, who am I defining I'm being? And if I get to create this whole thing that I want to create on my own, I want to get used to being the one that's doing less. I want to get used to being the one that he or she is doing things for, or whoever you decide that you are in the relationship. And I want to say too, that the way energy works in relationships, in the physical reality with people, I haven't said this in a very long time in a video, but there is one person usually who is more of the doer, one person who's more of the receiver. Now, you could fight me on this. You could say, oh, Alexis, it sounds like masculine. It sounds like feminine. It doesn't matter what we call it. It is how momentous energy works. Also, if you are constantly doing, asking, questioning, bringing things up, telling someone why you should be together, you never give them the opportunity to tell you they choose you, be there for you, do things for you, right? So if you're wanting this, if this is your biggest desire, I really want you to identify with, who am I being? And not falling into the trap of some cookie cutter affirmations like they pursue me, they love me, they want me, they're all about me, I'm chosen. Okay. If you want, yes, you want to be chosen, but maybe you want them to accept the choosing, right? There isn't one cookie cutter way to affirm and then it happens, but you got to decide, who the heck am I in this whole scenario? What is the dynamic that's going on here? What am I creating? Who am I deciding I no longer want to be? I can tell you that 9 out of 10 clients say something to me like, I'm good at making things happen. I'm type A. I'm a doer. I'm always checking. I heard one client, if you're watching this, you'll be very funny that I remember this. She said, you know, I look at my shop app to see when packages are arriving like 5 times an hour. Okay. Pretty much saying, I'm impatient. I can't allow it to happen. It's got to happen now. Like, where the heck is it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've heard it all. None of that is usually how we want to be with our person. If you're wanting them to pursue you, choose you, love on you, be obsessed with you, you got to think, if I want them to be obsessed with me, who am I as their obsession? Who am I defining myself to be that they are so obsessed with, right? Who is that? Who's that person in the scenario? Now, as ideas here, the person that is that the other person is obsessed with is not asking a bunch of questions, not defining everything. She or he is sitting with themselves, being in the imagination, being in the place within of, I like myself, I love myself, I'm so awesome, I am the perfect partner, I am great at this, they are so into me. It's an unequivocal thing. It is how it is. And getting used to thinking that and seeing that no matter what is happening, because as you all know, your circumstances don't matter. They have nothing to do with what's possible. But you've got to define these things, think about these things more thoroughly, more deeply, and then it happens out there on the screen of space, which is your 3D reality. That's all anything is. But most likely you have found the information to recreate yourself, recreate the dynamic, like I told that client, because she was like done with that, right? And I asked her, where does doing really serve you? We figured out that with her kid, it didn't really help her get anything going. With work, she was becoming less and less enchanted with, I have to do to make it happen. I have to prove myself to make it happen. I said, yeah, you want to be the version of you that's already been proven, that is a success, that everything floods at, that everything comes towards being that, like there is a momentous wheel of success, abundance, prosperity, clients, love coming towards you in all areas. And like, you do this, you guys, get ready, buckle down for all of it to happen. Okay. So like she said, it did take us like many moons to kind of go through all these things and for us to rewrite all these stories that she had about the medical issue, the kid, the this, the that, the that. We had to do that in order for her to radiate and therefore project a new reality. But then look at, fast forward, he did this all, he brought it up, he got the thoughts transmitted, because your thoughts, don't forget, are constantly transmitting to everyone. So the more of the thoughts of irritation, frustration, lack you're in, you're going to see that replicated. We want to be in the peaceful place of, my thoughts create, I'm transmitting thoughts. They are so obsessed with me. I am the one who's obsessed, receiving the obsession. It's all happening. Like, what is obsession? I think is it Chanel? Doesn't matter. Be Chanel number 5, be that embodiment, being that, which is not insecure, overthinking, having to make a bunch of stuff happening. It's like, this is who I am. This is what's going on. This is my reality. And I am allowing for all of it to culminate and happen, because all the things that have been happening and who I've been, they're old news to me now. They no longer matter. They are no longer significant. I get to choose, and this is who I want to be. Allowing it to happen, trusting, having faith in the whole process. Okay. I will leave you guys with that. So this is, these are big concepts. Re-listen to this if you need to really focus on, who am I being? What's going on here? This is your reality, you guys. It's your movie. You are the star. Okay. So go out, make today awesome. I will see you in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.